The mental strategy that makes a woman sexually attracted to you is not a line, not a trick, and not some fake act of confidence. Most men get this wrong, folks. They think attraction comes from saying the perfect thing, wearing the right clothes, making the bold move, or acting like some version of a man they saw online. So they try harder, they talk more, they force chemistry, they overplay confidence. They chase the moment instead of becoming the man who creates it. And let's be honest, my friend, a woman can feel that. She can feel when you are performing. She can feel when your calm is fake, when your eye contact is rehearsed, when your desire is running ahead of your self-control. That kind of energy does not create sexual attraction. It creates pressure. Real attraction starts deeper. It comes from the alignment of your mind, your body, and your attitude. It comes from the way you hold your frame, control the rhythm, create tension without begging for it, and stay steady when the moment tests you. In this video, you will learn the mental strategy that makes a woman feel drawn to you without you looking desperate, needy, or fake. You will see why trying to seduce often kills desire, why emotional mastery creates heat, and why the strongest masculine presence is calm, controlled, and impossible to ignore. Because she does not just respond to what you do. She responds to the man you are while doing it. Let's get into it. Number 1. Stop trying to seduce. Let's cut through the noise, folks. The harder a man tries to seduce, the more he exposes that he is not centered. He starts performing. He changes his voice. He forces eye contact. He says lines that do not sound like him. He tries to create tension with technique, but the woman feels the effort underneath it, and effort without inner calm does not feel magnetic. That is where most men lose. Sexual attraction is not built from one perfect move. It is not one bold compliment, one clever line, one expensive shirt, or one dramatic stare across the room. Those things can help if the foundation is strong, but they cannot carry a weak state. A woman reads the man beneath the behavior. She feels whether he is grounded or trying to prove something. She feels whether he is choosing or auditioning. She feels whether his desire is controlled or leaking into the conversation. Think about Greg, 52, from Dallas, and Natalie, 46. Greg was good-looking, successful, fit for his age, and he knew how to talk. But when he met Natalie at a wine bar, he tried too hard to create chemistry. He leaned in too much. He complimented her eyes, her dress, her laugh, then complimented them again. He tried to sound mysterious. He held eye contact so long it felt rehearsed. Natalie smiled, but her body did not move closer. She stayed polite, but the charge faded. Why? Because Greg was not present. He was managing an image. His mind was not asking, "Do I enjoy this woman?" It was asking, "Is she impressed?" Yet that question kills masculine energy. Now compare that with a man who is not trying to seduce. He is relaxed in his own skin. He notices her beauty, but he does not worship it. He can flirt, but he is not begging for a reaction. He can hold silence without panicking. He can let the moment breathe. His desire has weight because it is not desperate to be returned immediately. That is what this lesson points toward, my friend. The mental strategy is not to act seductive. It is to stop looking like you need seduction to work. When you stop forcing the moment, your natural rhythm comes back. Your voice slows down. Your posture settles. Your words become cleaner. Your attention becomes sharper, because you are no longer trying to impress every second. Here is the honest truth. A woman often responds to congruence. That means your mind, body, and attitude are saying the same thing. If your mouth says confidence but your energy says approval, seeking, she feels the split. If your posture says calm but your eyes are searching for validation, she feels the split. If your words are smooth but your timing is needy, she feels the split. So stop trying to seduce her and start becoming the kind of man whose presence creates heat without forcing it. Get grounded before you speak. Slow down before you flirt. Ask yourself whether she meets your standards too. Let your interest be visible but controlled. Let your attention be warm but not needy. Let your body communicate steadiness. Greg learned this. On another date, he stopped performing. He asked better questions. He listened. He let silence sit. He gave one honest compliment instead of 10. Natalie leaned in not because he used a trick, but because he stopped trying to prove he was desirable. That is the lesson. Seduction fails when it looks like a performance. Attraction grows when your state is real. If this hits you, write this in the comments: I stop performing. Stay with me because the next part shows how she reads the man behind your words before you even realize it. Number 2. Become the man she reads. Let's be honest, folks. A woman reads more than your words. She reads the man behind them. She reads the way you enter a room, the pace of your voice, the steadiness in your eyes, the pressure in your body, and the reason behind your attention. Long before she decides whether she feels attraction, her nervous system is asking one question: is this man grounded, or is he trying to be chosen? That is why performance fails. You can say the smooth thing, dress well, hold eye contact, and still feel weak if the state underneath is approval-seeking. She may not explain it logically, but she senses the difference. Your mouth says confidence, but your energy says, please like me. Your posture says calm, but your timing says, I need a reaction. That split destroys the charge. Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Think about that, my friend. If your thoughts are desperate, your presence takes on that color. If your thoughts are steady, your presence takes on that color too. You cannot hide your inner state for long. A woman may hear your words, but she feels the atmosphere your mind creates. So what does she read in a man who truly creates attraction? First, she reads direction. He is not floating through the moment waiting for her to define his worth. He has a life standards, purpose, and a sense of where he is going. His attention feels valuable because it comes from a man who is already moving. Second, she reads emotional control. He does not rush to fix every pause. He does not panic when she teases him. He does not over-explain when she goes quiet. He can feel the tension in the room and not become a servant to it. That tells her something deeper than any pickup line. It tells her he can hold pressure. Third, she reads self-respect. A grounded man does not throw his value at her feet because she is attractive. He can admire her beauty without becoming owned by it. He can enjoy her presence without trying to purchase approval through compliments, favors, or constant attention. That balance creates a quiet pull. Now, here is the part most men miss. You are always communicating. Even silence communicates. Even waiting communicates. Even the way you respond to her slow reply communicates. If you are internally needy, your signals will leak. If you are internally centered, your signals become cleaner. You do not have to force mystery. You simply stop vomiting your need into every interaction. This is why Stoicism matters in attraction. Stoicism trains the state she reads. It teaches you to stop letting outside reactions control your inner frame. Her smile, her distance, her approval, her uncertainty. These are outside events. Your response is where your power lives. When you hold that power, your presence becomes heavier, cleaner, more masculine. So before you try to impress her, check the man she is reading. Are you standing in your own life or leaning into hers for oxygen? Are you speaking because you have something real to say, or because silence makes you nervous? Are you showing interest from strength or hunger? Be honest before you move forward. Become the man she reads as stable, disciplined, and self-possessed. Not cold, not fake, not emotionally dead. Just grounded enough that your desire has control behind it. That is what makes her body notice before her mind has a name for it. If this resonates, write this in the comments: I hold frame. Let's keep going, because the next part shows how to position yourself as the chooser instead of the man waiting to be picked. Number 3. Position yourself as the chooser. Here's where the whole dynamic changes, folks. Most men walk into attraction asking the wrong question. They ask, does she like me? Is she impressed? Did I say the right thing? Did she feel the spark? And the moment a man thinks like that, his body starts giving him away. He leans too far forward. He talks too much. He laughs too quickly. He watches her face like a man waiting for approval. That is not masculine presence, that is auditioning. A woman can feel when a man is trying to be chosen. She feels it in his nervous timing, his rushed answers, his need to keep the conversation alive, and his fear of saying something she may not like. Even if he looks confident, the deeper signal says, "Your opinion of me matters more than my opinion of you." That kills tension. Positioning yourself as the chooser does not mean being arrogant. It does not mean treating her like she is beneath you. It means remembering that you are also evaluating her. You are not just hoping she wants you. You are deciding whether she belongs in your life. Think about Marcus, 55, from Miami, and Julia, 48. Marcus met Julia at a charity dinner. She was attractive, sharp, feminine, and carried herself with quiet confidence. At first, Marcus almost fell into his old pattern. He wanted to impress her. He started thinking about what story would make him sound successful, what compliment would land right, what move would create chemistry. Then he caught himself. Instead of trying to win Julia, he started observing her. Was she warm? Was she curious? Did she listen? Did she carry peace or drama hidden behind beauty? Did her energy make him feel respected, or did it make him feel like he had to perform? That shift changed everything. His voice slowed down. His questions became cleaner. His eye contact became steadier, because he was no longer begging to be liked. He was choosing, and Julia felt it. She leaned in because Marcus was not treating her beauty like a throne. He appreciated it, but he did not kneel in front of it. He showed interest without surrendering his position. That is the difference between a man who wants and a man who worships. Now listen closely, my friend. The chooser mindset starts before the conversation. It starts in the way you see yourself. If you believe she is the prize and you are lucky to be noticed, you will act from scarcity. If you believe you have standards, value, and a life worth entering, you will act from grounded confidence. That is the mental strategy. Do not enter the interaction trying to get approved. Enter it trying to discover truth. Is there chemistry? Is there respect? Is there maturity? Is there feminine warmth? Is there peace? A beautiful woman can still be wrong for you. She can create heat and still bring chaos. She can wake up your body and still not deserve access to your life. A mature man knows this. He does not let attraction blind him. He lets attraction make him observe more carefully. That is why the chooser position is powerful. It tells her your attention has standards. It tells her you are not desperate. It tells her that if she wants your deeper interest, she must bring more than looks and chemistry. So stop asking, does she want me? Start asking, does she meet me? If this is your mindset, write this in the comments. I choose wisely. Stay with me because the next part shows how controlling the rhythm makes attraction grow instead of burning out too fast. Number 4. Control the rhythm. Now listen closely, folks. Attraction has rhythm. It is not just what you say, it is when you say it, when you pause, when you lean in, when you pull back, and when you know the moment has reached its peak. Most men lose sexual tension because they do not know how to control that rhythm. They either rush too fast or stay too long. That is where the energy breaks. When a man is afraid to lose a woman's attention, he keeps pushing. He keeps talking after the spark has already landed. He keeps texting after the conversation should have ended. He keeps explaining after mystery has started to build. He wants one more laugh, one more sign, one more little proof that she is still interested. But that need for a final hit of validation makes him look hungry, and hunger without control is not seductive. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. That applies directly here. Her smile is an outside event. Her silence is an outside event. Her response is an outside event. But your rhythm belongs to you. Your pace, your restraint, your ability to end a moment before it becomes weak. That is where your power shows. A man who controls the rhythm does not drag every interaction to exhaustion. He knows when to leave a little space. He knows when a conversation has enough charge, and does not need to be squeezed dry. He knows when to stop texting first, not as a game, but because the exchange has reached a natural high point. That creates room for her mind to continue the moment after you are gone. This is where cognitive tension begins. She remembers the pause. She replays the look. She wonders what you meant. She feels the conversation did not fully close. And because you did not overfeed the moment, her mind keeps working. That is how attraction grows in the space after contact. But understand this, my friend. Rhythm is not manipulation, it is self-command. You are not trying to make her anxious. You are refusing to let your anxiety make you overstay. There is a difference. A desperate man tries to hold the moment because he fears it will not return. A grounded man lets the moment breathe because he trusts his own presence. Control the rhythm in person. Do not rush to fill every silence. Let her feel your calm. Let your eyes hold for a second, then look away without panic. Speak slower. Smile less often, but mean it when you do. If the chemistry is there, you do not have to chase it like a man running after a bus. You guide it like a man who knows the road. Control the rhythm through messages too. Do not turn every text into a full interview. Do not answer a playful line with a paragraph. Do not become the man who keeps restarting a conversation that has already ended. Let some conversations close with strength. Let her have a little space to wonder. And if you want deeper training on this, consider joining the channel membership. Inside, we go further into Stoic, emotional control, masculine pacing, and the kind of relationship psychology that helps a man stop rushing and start leading. Remember, folks, the man who controls the rhythm controls the atmosphere. He does not force desire. He gives it space to rise. If this is your lesson, write this in the comments. I control rhythm. Stay tuned, because the next part shows how to create tension in her mind without looking fake or needy. Number 5. Create cognitive tension. Let's be real, folks. A woman's body often follows where her mind keeps returning. If she stops thinking about you the second the conversation ends, the tension dies. But if something about you stays unfinished in her mind, if there is a pause, she keeps replaying a look. She cannot fully explain a line that makes her wonder what you really meant. Then attraction has room to grow. That is cognitive tension. It is the mental space between what she knows and what she wants to understand. Most men destroy it because they are terrified of being misunderstood. So they explain everything. They reveal everything. They confirm everything too early. They tell her exactly how they feel, exactly what they want, exactly where this is going, before she has even had the chance to lean in emotionally. And when everything is handed to her too quickly, the mystery closes. Think about Paul, 50, from Seattle, and Rebecca, 46. Paul met Rebecca through mutual friends at a rooftop dinner. The chemistry was there. She laughed at his dry humor. She touched his arm when she made a point. She held his eye contact a little longer than necessary. But Paul got nervous because the tension felt strong. Instead of letting it breathe, he started filling every gap. He explained his divorce. He explained what he was looking for. He told her how rare it was to meet someone like her. He complimented her beauty, her intelligence, her energy, and then explained why he meant every word. By the end of the night, Rebecca knew too much too soon. Paul thought he was being open, but what she felt was the tension draining out of the room. Now, listen closely, my friend. Creating cognitive tension does not mean confusing her on purpose. It does not mean lying, hiding, or playing with her head. It means you stop rushing to close every loop because your anxiety wants certainty. You allow a little space. You let her wonder. You let attraction develop in the silence between signals. A man with cognitive tension does not over-explain his value. He lets his life show it. He does not confess all his desire the moment he feels it. He lets desire build through pacing, eye contact, humor, restraint, and presence. He does not answer every personal question with a full autobiography. He gives enough truth to be real, but not so much that there is nothing left to discover. Paul learned this later. On his next date with Rebecca, he slowed down. When she asked what made him so calm after his divorce, he did not give her a 20-minute emotional report. He smiled and said, "Life teaches a man faster when he stops arguing with it." Then he let the silence sit. Rebecca leaned forward and asked more. That is the difference. He did not force depth, he invited curiosity. This is powerful because the female mind often wants to feel a man has layers. Not fake mystery, not childish secrecy. Layers, a history, a direction, a private world. Something beneath the surface that is not spilled out just because she is attractive. So stop trying to be instantly understood. Stop rushing to prove you are safe, deep, successful, passionate, or different from other men. Let your calm carry some of that. Let your restraint carry some of that. Let her discover you piece by piece. Because attraction grows when the mind has something to hold. If this is your lesson, write this in the comments. I create tension. Don't go anywhere, because the next part shows why revealing less can make every word you say carry more weight. Number 6. Reveal less mean more. Let me be straight with you folks. The man who reveals everything too early usually does it for one reason. He wants reassurance. He wants her to understand him quickly, approve of him quickly, and feel close before the connection has earned that weight. But when a man pours out every thought, every wound, every plan, and every desire too soon, he does not create depth. He creates overflow. And overflow weakens attraction. A woman does not need your full autobiography before she has even decided whether she wants to step deeper into your world. She does not need every detail about your past, every disappointment, every emotional scar, every reason you are different from other men. When you give too much too fast, you remove discovery. You close the door that curiosity was trying to open. Seneca said, "If you wish to be loved, love." But love in the Stoic sense is not uncontrolled spilling. It is not dumping your inner world onto someone because you are hungry for closeness. Real love has order. Real connection has timing. Real masculine presence knows that truth delivered with restraint carries more weight than truth thrown out in desperation. This is why revealing less makes you mean more. When a man speaks less but speaks clearly, his words land harder. When he shares a piece of himself without begging for comfort, it creates respect. When he lets silence sit after a meaningful statement, the woman has room to feel it. But when he keeps talking, explaining, defending, and decorating every sentence, he trains her to stop listening deeply. Here's what most men miss. Mystery is not about hiding, it is about pacing. You are not trying to become unreadable, you are trying to become worth reading. There is a difference. A fake mysterious man gives vague answers because he wants to look interesting. A grounded man gives measured answers because he does not need to be consumed all at once. That is power. If she asks about your past, you can answer honestly without turning the conversation into therapy. If she asks what you want, you can be direct without sounding like you are trying to lock her down. If she asks how you feel, you can speak with calm truth, not emotional pressure. The key is not to hide your desire. The key is to let your desire have discipline. A man who reveals less has control over access, not in a cruel way, in a self-respecting way. He understands that his inner world is valuable, his pain is valuable, his story is valuable, his affection is valuable, his deeper attention is valuable. So he does not hand all of it over at the first sign of chemistry, because chemistry is not proof of trust. That line matters, my friend. A beautiful conversation, strong eye contact, and a little heat in the air do not mean she has earned your deepest layers. Let time reveal character. Let consistency reveal interest. Let her investment reveal whether she is worthy of more access. This is also where sexual tension grows. Not through dirty talk, not through forced seduction, but through restraint, through the feeling that there is more beneath the surface, but it will not be given away cheaply. A woman can feel when a man has depth, he is not desperate to advertise. That depth draws her closer. So reveal less, mean more, speak with weight, share with timing, let your silence carry part of the message. If this is your standard, write this in the comments. I reveal less. Stay with me, because the next part shows how emotional pressure tests your frame and exposes whether your calm is real. Number 7. Master emotional pressure. Here's where attraction either deepens or disappears, folks. Every man looks calm when everything is easy. The real test comes when pressure enters the room. A pause, a tease, a delayed reply, a look you cannot read, a small challenge from her, a moment where the air gets thick and your old insecurity wants to grab the wheel. That is when she reads you. Not because she is trying to destroy you, not because every woman is testing you like some villain in a movie, but because women naturally notice how a man handles emotional pressure. If you get nervous, over-explain, fill every silence or rush to make her comfortable, she feels that your calm depends on her approval. If you stay steady, she feels something different. She feels that you can hold the moment without being controlled by it. Think about Leonard, 57, from Atlanta, and Grace, 52. Leonard met Grace at a private dinner through friends. She was elegant, sharp, and had a quiet sensuality that made him pay attention. The conversation started well. Then Grace looked at him and said, "You seem like the kind of man who is used to getting his way." Leonard felt the pressure. His old self would have defended himself. He would have said, "No, not at all. I am actually very easygoing." He would have rushed to prove he was safe. But this time he stayed calm. He smiled slightly and said, "Only when I know what I want." Then he let the silence sit. Grace did not pull away. She leaned in. Why? Because Leonard did not panic under pressure. He did not apologize for having presence. He did not turn her comment into a threat. He held the frame, and that changed the atmosphere. That is emotional mastery, my friend. It is not about being emotionless. It is about not letting every emotional wave force a reaction out of you. When she teases you, you do not collapse. When she goes quiet, you do not start performing. When she pulls back a little, you do not chase the space she created. You remain composed. Most men try to fix pressure too quickly. The moment a woman becomes quiet, they talk more. The moment she challenges them, they explain. The moment the energy shifts, they ask if something is wrong. But sometimes nothing is wrong. Sometimes the tension is exactly where attraction is being built. A man who cannot handle pressure turns tension into awkwardness. A man who can handle... Now, understand this clearly. Mastering pressure does not mean dominating her. It does not mean being rude, dismissive, or cold. It means you do not abandon yourself just because the moment becomes uncertain. You stay respectful, but you stay grounded. You listen, but you do not beg. You respond, but you do not scramble. Leonard understood this. Later that night, Grace tested him again with a playful challenge about his confidence. He did not become defensive. He did not try to impress her harder. He simply kept the conversation moving with calm humor and steady eye contact. By the end of the evening, she was not just attracted to what he said. She was attracted to how he handled the energy between them. That is the real sexual charge. Not loud confidence, not forced charm, controlled pressure. A woman feels safer and more drawn to a man who can stay centered when the moment gets intense. So master the pressure. Let silence breathe. Let tension exist. Let her see that your calm is not an act. If this is your standard, write this in the comments. I stay composed. Let's keep going, because the next part shows how to lead the atmosphere without forcing control. Number 8. Lead the atmosphere. Now pay attention, folks. A woman does not only respond to what is happening between you, she responds to the atmosphere you create around what is happening. The tone, the pace, the calm, the tension, the way you handle silence, the way you carry your body when the room shifts, the way you make a moment feel either safe, charged, or unstable. That is why leadership matters. Not loud leadership, not controlling leadership. Not the kind where a man tries to dominate every conversation, because he is secretly afraid of losing power. Real masculine leadership is quieter than that. It is the ability to stay centered enough that the moment begins to take its rhythm from you. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." That may sound strange here, but listen closely, my friend. A man who leads the atmosphere cannot be obsessed with how he looks every second. He cannot be terrified of one awkward pause. He cannot rush to protect his image every time she reacts differently than expected. He must be willing to stand in the moment without begging it to make him look perfect. Most men do the opposite. If she gets quiet, they panic and talk more. If she teases them, they defend themselves. If the energy becomes intense, they make a joke to escape it. If she looks away, they try to win her back immediately. They are not leading the atmosphere. They are being led by it, and a woman feels that. When you lead the atmosphere, you do not fight every shift. You guide it. If there is silence, you let it sit for a second. If there is tension, you do not rush to dissolve it. If she challenges you, you respond with calm, not insecurity. If the moment becomes playful, you let it breathe without turning into a performer. Your energy says, "I can handle this. I do not need the room to comfort me." That creates sexual attraction in a deeper way because it signals emotional safety and strength at the same time. She can relax because you are not fragile. She can feel desire because you are not dull. You are steady but not flat, warm but not needy, direct but not forceful. That balance is rare. Leading the atmosphere also means you do not make her responsible for the entire emotional temperature. You do not wait for her to decide whether the night is good, whether the conversation is alive, whether the chemistry is real. You bring presence. You bring direction. You ask better questions. You let your attention land fully, then you know when to pull it back. You make the interaction feel intentional without making it feel scripted. This is where Stoicism becomes attractive. A Stoic man does not need perfect conditions to remain himself. He does not need every signal to be clear. He does not need constant approval to stay relaxed. His inner order creates outer order. His calm gives the moment structure. His restraint gives the tension room to grow. And when you do this consistently, she stops feeling like she has to manage you. She can be feminine, playful, curious, even challenging because your frame does not collapse. That quiet reliability creates a kind of heat that forced charm never reaches. So stop trying to control her reaction. Lead yourself first. Control your breath. Control your pace. Control your need to explain. Control your instinct to fix every silence. When you lead yourself, the atmosphere starts following you. If this is your standard, write this in the comments. I lead calmly. Stick with me, because the next part shows why techniques fail when they look like techniques and why real attraction demands consistency. Number 9. Stop performing techniques. Let's be honest, folks. A technique only works when it stops looking like a technique. The moment a woman feels that you are running a script, counting seconds before you reply, forcing a pause, copying a line, or trying to manufacture mystery, the attraction starts to weaken. Why? Because she no longer feels a man. She feels a performance, and performance does not create deep sexual attraction. Presence does. This is where many men get trapped. They learn a few ideas about eye contact, silence, teasing, pacing, and emotional control. Then they start acting like every interaction is a strategy session. They are not with the woman anymore. They are inside their own head, asking, did I pause long enough? Was that line confident enough? Should I pull back now? Did I create tension? My friend, that is not masculine calm. That is anxiety, wearing a better jacket. Think about Warren, 54, from Denver, and Lisa, 48. Warren had studied dating advice after his divorce. He learned about being mysterious, controlling the frame, and not showing too much interest. When he met Lisa, he tried to apply everything. He waited too long before answering simple questions. He gave vague replies to sound deep. He held silence when a normal response would have felt better. He tried to look detached, but Lisa could feel the effort. At first, she was curious. Then she became tired. Why? Because Warren was not relaxed. He was performing self-control instead of embodying it. His mystery felt artificial. His calm felt rehearsed. His restraint felt like a mask. And a mature woman can often feel the difference between a man who is centered and a man who is trying to look centered. The real goal is not to perform techniques. The goal is to become the man those techniques are pointing toward. Do not act like the chooser. Build standards until choosing becomes natural. Do not act mysterious. Stop needing to reveal everything for approval, and mystery will appear on its own. Do not act calm. Train your emotions until calm becomes your default response under pressure. Do not fake abundance. Build a full life until your attention actually has weight. That is where attraction becomes effortless. Warren realized this after Lisa stopped responding with the same warmth. Instead of looking for another tactic, he looked at the root. He was still afraid. Afraid of being rejected. Afraid of being ordinary. Afraid that if he showed real interest he would lose power. So he had turned himself into a character. Once he stopped performing, his energy changed. He became warmer, more direct, less mechanical, more human, and ironically that made him more attractive. Listen closely. Women are not looking for a perfect machine. They are drawn to a man whose state feels real. A man who can be calm without being cold, playful without trying too hard, direct without being needy, mysterious without being fake, interested without becoming desperate. That is consistency. Your words, body timing, and inner state all begin saying the same thing. When that happens, there is no strain. You do not need to remember the technique because the behavior comes from who you are becoming. So stop chasing tricks. Use knowledge as training, not theater. Let Stoicism shape your nervous system, not just your vocabulary. Let discipline become visible in your posture, your voice, your choices, and your restraint, because the strongest attraction is not created by a man acting powerful. It is created by a man who has stopped acting altogether. If this is your standard, write this in the comments. I embody strength. Stay with me, because the final part shows how to become the state she feels, not the performance she sees. Number 10. Become the state. Now we bring this home, folks. The real mental strategy is not to remember a list of moves. It is not to pause for the perfect number of seconds, stare with calculated intensity, or deliver a line that sounds powerful but feels borrowed. The real strategy is to become the state that those moves are trying to imitate. That state is calm desire, controlled presence, a masculine center that does not shake just because a woman is beautiful, quiet, challenging, or hard to read. Most men want sexual attraction as an outcome, but they skip the condition that creates it. They want her to feel pulled toward them, but they still live in a state of seeking approval. They want her to feel tension, but they rush to explain. They want mystery, but they overexpose. They want respect, but they react to every shift in her mood like it is an emergency. That is why the work must move deeper. You do not become attractive by stacking behaviors on top of insecurity. You become attractive by training the insecurity until it no longer drives the car. You learn to breathe before you answer. You learn to let silence exist. You learn to feel desire without obeying it. You learn to stand in front of a woman you want and still remember that your value was already there before she entered the room. That is the state. It is not cold. It is not detached in a dead way. It is not pretending you are above attraction. A man in this state can still enjoy her beauty. He can still feel the spark. He can still flirt, laugh, lead, listen, and let tension rise. But underneath all of it there is no begging, no hidden panic, no desperate need for her to validate him. This is why Stoicism matters. It turns attraction from performance into training. Every delay, every silence, every flirtatious challenge, every uncertain moment becomes a chance to practice self-command. Not so you can control her, but so you stop being controlled by the part of you that fears losing her. And once that state becomes real, everything changes naturally. Your voice slows down because you are no longer rushing for approval. Your eye contact becomes steadier because you are not asking your eyes to prove anything. Your words become fewer because you are not trying to fill space with nervous energy. Your boundaries become clearer because you are no longer afraid that standards will push the wrong woman away. That is when she feels something different. She is not just hearing what you say. She is feeling the order behind it. She is feeling a man who can want without needing led, without forcing reveal, without spilling, and desire without surrendering himself. That combination creates a quiet heat that cannot be faked for long. So stop trying to become seductive for one night. Become disciplined every day. Stop trying to create tension in one conversation. Become a man whose life posture and rhythm naturally create it. Stop asking what trick will make her attracted. Start asking what state you are living in when you stand in front of her. Because the woman is not only responding to your actions, she is responding to the nervous system behind them, the man behind the words, the frame beneath the smile, the discipline beneath the desire. Become that state, and you will not need to chase attraction. You will carry it. And when you carry it consistently, women feel the difference before you explain anything, because your presence has stopped asking permission to matter. If you are ready to live this, write this in the comments. I become centered. Folks, today you learned that real sexual attraction is not built from tricks, lines, or fake confidence. It comes from your state, your rhythm, your emotional control. Your ability to stay calm, create tension, reveal less, and lead the atmosphere without chasing approval. A woman does not just respond to what you say, she responds to the man behind it. When your mind, body, and attitude are aligned, your presence carries weight without forcing anything. If you want deeper lessons on Stoic discipline, masculine energy, and relationship psychology, join the channel membership and continue the work with us. And if this video gave you clarity, subscribe to the channel for more powerful Stoic lessons every day. Thank you for watching, my friend. Stay strong, stay centered, and I will see you again tomorrow.